Welcome back to Cards and Comics, guys. I have got a pretty metal mail day because I have a couple cards here made out of metal. Pretty rare, pretty awesome. I've been alluding to these cards for a while. But before I get into those cards, I've got a few other cool cards I want to show off. And we'll start here with two really cool sketch cards that I picked up. One Marvel, one DC. Now, here we go about sketch cards. Okay. The valuation on sketch cards has taken a pretty big hit. Even the big artists that are out there, for the most part, have gone down. So it's kind of fun because now I can get a lot of sketch cards at a lot more reasonable rate of, let's say, of characters I like from artists that I, think are actually really good artists. And here's two from the same artist. And I don't really know how to say their name. I try to Google it. I think these are all APs. So I think these are kind of like they're special. Like when you in sketch cards, APs are kind of how they make money. So they do these as kind of commissions, but these look really nice. First up is a Marvel card. It's SpiderGwen. You've got a really nice. This is from Allure. The thing I like about this is besides, the background is the fact that you've got, a nice, action pose. It's very dynamic, right? A lot of times you get these really awkward poses on sketch cards because they don't have a lot of real estate. This definitely looks like it was just like clipped out of a comic, right? Like this is the art that came out of a comic book and it looks like something that you would see actually published. So it was really nice. And here's the artist. Anyone knows who that is, I think it's W. Kreb or CRYBB. I don't know. I've not been able to figure that one out, but very nice artist. And one seller has a ton of this person's art. So either they were all commissioned to this seller, or it was someone who was a collector of this artist and just is now selling their sketch card. So first card here is that sketch card. Now the next sketch card is probably, one of the nicest sketch cards I own. Just super photorealistic, same artist. And you can see it took a little bit different approach, but this is definitely a photo realistic art. So they took a photo and made a sketch card off of it, but it is a Harley Quinn. And it was so nice of a sketch when I got it in hand. I actually did the old field test to make sure this wasn't like a photocopy of a sketch card that someone else had. But you can see on the edges here where the art, you can see where the colors have bled through the art. If I can get my camera to quit doing stuff, you can see where it bled through the edges. That's something you should look for if you get high-end sketch cards, and sometimes people do these crazy things where they might try to rip you off or send you a photocopy of something. You can just double check, because usually with markers, they bleed through, and you see it bleed through either on the back of the card or on the edges of the card, because no artist is perfect and can't hit and hits the edges a few times. But yeah, that's probably definitely my best Harley Quinn. And the same artist and the same dealer was selling more tonight, and I picked up another Harley Quinn and Ivy together sketch, which is pretty awesome because at the time that Bombshells came out, the Harley Quinn show hadn't really aired yet, and so this Harley Ivy dynamic wasn't really as big as it is today. So I like the fact that someone did that back then when that wasn't a big as deal as it is today. I think if DC ever got around, you hear me, DC, ever gets around to making another set of cards with real inserts and sketch cards, I'm assuming that Harley and Ivy will be a big subject matter for a lot of artists. But when I get it in, I'll show it to you. But this is an amazing Harley art sketch card, and just definitely, and you can tell it's based on Margot Robbie as well. So it's just really, really awesome. Next up is a few cool 90s inserts. So we'll go through these pretty quick. One of them is a award winner from 1994 Ultra. You don't have this card, so it's just kind of a cheap Griffey to pick up. Here is two gold cards from 99 Fluid Brilliance. I've started putting the set together slowly. So these are just base or commons, Ricky Leday and Preston Wilson. These guys, were pretty good. I mean, in terms of like they were, solid, contributors for a few years. I know Preston Wilson definitely had a few good years. And these are not really rookie cards, but back in the 90s, if you were a young player, they just slap rookie on any card you had. But here you go. Yeah. It's the back of them, both numbered to 99. Trying to think. 93 and 64 of 99. There we go. So two Fluid Brilliant gold cards for my set. And last but not least, a Fleer Brilliant Shining Star Barry Sanders. This is the base, not the Pulsar. See the back, and the Pulsar is the refractor version. So this is cool. This is like $2, so I just picked it up for my Barry Sanders cheapies. Now, next up is the metal cards. It's like and one of them definitely is heavy metal. So this is like the most epicus card I've had in a long time. It is from I get the set right. It's from Pinnacle Express. It is the Metalworks King Griffey Jr. Gold, number 138 of 200. So this is the hardest one to get, I believe. And there it is. It is the gold. And I've got it in a sleeve and a big holder here because this thing is hard to store, but I didn't want to scratch it up at all. There you can see that is the gold. And these things are heavy duty. And they're serial numbered. You can see it right at the top. It's kind of a crazy. It's just engraved right into the card. So just pretty wild. It's a really, really interesting card. And it's got like die cuts where the stars are. It's hard to see that, but you can see that die cut where that star is. So yeah, it is a crazy card. It really is. And you can see it's kind of shiny gold. But it's heavy. So I've always wanted to have this card just because it's so bizarre. But it definitely falls in the heavy metal category. It is a chunk of weight. It's a paperweight for sure. All right, next up is the real highlights. Even though that card is cool, low numbered. The next two cards are not numbered. However, they're very rare, in my opinion. From what I know about these sets and how they were distributed and made. The set here is I've opened a couple boxes of one of these sets on my channel. The version of these cards I own, you can get one in every 2 boxes, which doesn't seem too rare. However, you have to understand that the sets were very low print runs because they were very expensive. And they were the top stars in steel. And in one auction, one dealer had both the 98 and 99 hollow golds. So this is the 98 square corners. The 99 has got rounded corners and a domed or plastic coating. So there we go, guys. These are, in my opinion, really rare Griffey cards. Again, those top stars and steel products were not heavily print run. They were pretty tough because they did not make very many of them. There's 44 cards in each set, I believe. So, you need 88 boxes to hit one of these guys to guarantee it. And the print runs were small. So, how many, of these are out there? I've heard print runs of like, less than, 200 was one I've read before. I don't know. They don't come up for sale that often. Now I do have a confession. A second one of these cards came up for auction, and I put in a mega bid. I couldn't help myself. I'm putting this set together, and I want to have one card for my set and one card either to grade or to kind of like maybe trade in the future, or just have an extra one, because when I put the set together, it's going to be in the set. I don't want to break it up. So I put a mega bid in, and I won. Now, unlike the therapist, I did pay for my mega bid. So I do have 2 of these cards. And the reason why I say it's so weird, right? And you've heard me talk about this quite a bit, is I generally don't pick up doubles of cards like this. And a lot of reasons for that. One is obviously financially. It's like, how many, of these can I afford? But also, that when I buy 2 of these, I could have bought a 96 finest refractor. I could have bought a 97 embossed refractor, which was in an auction around the same time. And I could have, bought cards I needed that I don't own. So it did kind of take away from me getting something else that I could have used for sets, or just to have more diversified collection. But I do love the card, and I think it is one of the few cards that I just really, really enjoy. And so having 2 of them doesn't really hurt me. And will this become a thing? Will I start hoarding the versions of cards I love, like the Shining Star Pulsars, like the 99 Finest Golds and all that stuff? I don't know. Griffey's hard to hoard because he's so expensive. This was a unique case where this card, the first one I bought, the guy who did the auction knew what this card was. He labeled this one properly. He just called this card a thick card. And I don't know if he just didn't know it was the same version, same kind of card as this, just a different style. I think it may have hurt the auction because he didn't say it was the domed hollow gold like it really is. That probably would have got more eyeballs. But it doesn't matter. I bought it at a good price, and then I got a second one, so I'm cost averaging it pretty well. And if 40 more come for sale and I end up, losing money on it, it is what it is. But I don't think that's going to happen, But, having both 98 and 99 was pretty important to me to get both at one time. Never thought it would happen. To see 2 cards go to auction at the same time was pretty insane. To see this card come to auction again by the same seller, again, was, just too good of an opportunity for me to pass up. So when that one comes in, I'll show you my second one. It's in eBay purgatory right now, getting authenticated. When it comes in, I'll let you guys know. But that's the big mail day. And these cards, and I'll show you the backs, because the backs are actually pretty cool. They're both holographic. There's the 98, and then here is the 99, which is horizontal versus vertical, or vertical versus horizontal. There we go. You can see it. So, and just really fun cards, and hope you like them. I know a lot of people haven't really seen these cards. They're cards you don't see very often. You don't see them at shows very often, or even on eBay. There may be 1 or 2 listed at a time. So pretty tough cards. I'm glad I grabbed them, and they are definitely my favorite cards I picked up this week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you next time on Cards and Comics.